as I promised that I will be here for a very short time, and I'll talk about self-healing and transformation course that I'm bringing up. But in the meantime, you need to know what it is, and that is why I am doing some free sessions, short free sessions, and I want you to go to the website and sign up and take a free call to learn and understand what I am talking about. Basically, it is very self-explanatory, that self-healing and transformation. You need to heal from wherever you are, whichever point you are, and from there, oops, something fell. So wherever you are, you will move from, you will go from there and be better. All right. I have few things listed. I will be putting these in those sheets that you will, once you take the course, that obviously that will be different. It will be a short course. It will be to the point, and I will encourage you to ask questions and listen to what I have to tell you about the course. It is not an overwhelming course because I want you to be not overwhelmed, because that is what we need to address. So self-healing and transformation, there will be many things that I will cover, but I will cover in steps. So let's say you will be with me for 5 sessions, and these are five, 1 hour approximately, maybe less sessions. All right. That I'm in the works. I'm getting some feedback and testing it, and it's like, okay, should I go with half an hour a session or a 45-minute a session? So I don't want to go too long beyond this time. So anyways, when I was talking about self-healing transformation, so I will address what are your concerns, right? We have to start from there. If you think that you don't need this, then that's fine, obviously. But I feel personally that you need to continue to improve, invest in yourself, and then that is how you become to that point, you reach that point that you don't need anything, or you don't, well, you always need, in my view, you always need something to improve, to get better. So anger, right? What is anger? Do you feel angry? All right, let me see if you can see that. All right, can you see it? Okay, so anger, anxiety. Do you feel anxiety, anger, overwhelmed, sleep deprived, or disturbed sleep? And it doesn't mean that you shouldn't feel this ever. What I want to try to talk to you about is be more realistic, rather than, oh, this shouldn't happen. This will happen, but how do we manage it? So the point is, how do we manage it? That is the key, right? That these skills that I want to teach you is how to manage it. Not that you shouldn't feel anxiety, you shouldn't feel angry, you shouldn't feel overwhelmed, that our sleeps will be always, proper and perfect in 8 hours or 6 hours or whatever we all have. We all are different. We all have our life going on. We have to adjust to it. And the way the world is today, whether you talk about Pakistan, South Asia, and the Middle East, if you talk about Palestine, what is happening there, Yemen, Syria, do you think they are sleeping well, right? What is happening here in America with the economy and other things, killings, isn't that disturbing? So we have to address that these are realistic things that we are facing on daily basis, but how do we manage through that, and how can we make our issues and situations better? How can we first have more knowledge and control of ourselves, so then we can serve others and make things better for them? All right, so what I want you to pay attention to is, what we will do is, number one is breathing. Breathing is a big part of this self-healing and transformation. That is, I will teach you various types of breathing exercises. And and there is a lot outside. Outside means, I mean, out there on YouTube, and everybody's doing a lot of what you should say, you know trainings, and you name it. Especially after COVID and during COVID time, we have had an overload of online trainings and courses and all. But I don't want to do this in by itself. It has to be part of other training, other skills and tips that will help us to be a holistic, because we are not just head and just stomach or just legs. Obviously we are a whole body, and that is what I have the difference. Oh, that is where I differ with some doctors or medical industry, that oh, the kidneys are separately being dealt. It is the whole system, the how we eat, what we eat, how we sleep, how we think. Everything affects our health. Everything affects our quality of life. So quality of life is what I want to share with you, that it has over the years. I wasn't born this way. I learned. Yes, my attitude was more on the positive side, but that is what you learn. It is not that I don't have down moments. Everybody has that. But how do you come out of it? If you stay in that, and if you dwell too long in any of these negative mindsets or habits, that is where the problem begins. So how to come out of it? If you are in it, how to come out of it? I also want to tell you, breathing exercises really help with in a chaotic situation. I mean, I can tell a child in Palestine, to be honest, at this time, how to breathe and come out of that stress, because that is uh, quite a beyond situation at this time. And I would tell them, to anybody in any war situation, any chaotic situation, yes, they should first pay attention to the breathing exercise. Oh, sorry, breathing, not exercise. Exercises to why do we exercise? So that we are trained and ready for those situations that are chaotic or overwhelming and stressful. Death in the family, stress of children, or your health, or anything. So we constantly have that. So I want to point it out that it has worked for me. I am sharing because I have learned that many in my circles are doing one thing and not doing the five other things that they need to make to do, so that their life is more has a more quality, is better. They are less stressed and less overwhelmed. It is not to remove and eliminate all these things, but if you have these or you face these, how to come out of it, how to navigate through that. All right. Okay, I'm wearing my hairband. Okay. All right. So visualization techniques that I have learned, I will teach you how to do that. And these are already simple things. These are not like you have to go to PhD in that. It is simple, but you have to be committed. That is the thing. If you're not committed, then it is very hard for people to do anything, right? So, and I want to make sure that I will not be here for too long, so that it is to the point and we are done in 15 minutes. So how to be calm, how to be and you don't want to be calm all the time, but how to be calm in a chaotic situation, how to get out of it, because then your brain thinks well. Why? Because the oxygen reaches your brain and your system, and you need oxygen, because when you're stressed, when you're constrained, your oxygen is not reaching where it should. Then uh, how so that is where we navigate, right, in that situation. Then it is whether it is our inner personal conflict with us, or conflict or situations and resistance that we have with our partners, or in the house, or at workplace. All these things are reality of life, and we have to accept it. But how to come out of it? I am doing this because I have the background of diversity, diverse cultures, and actually multicultural background, and understanding different faith traditions. because I have been in interfaith for quite a long, and I am in it. That means that I am interacting and learning about other faiths and religions and traditions, and it helps me to understand the psyche or psychology by being in the US. And then when I travel, then I am able to communicate better. So I am communicating this holistic knowledge in a way. The way I'm packaging it is not the way a person who is only living in America will be packaging it. They might be talking about the same things or same topics, but their approach will be different, right? The approach of death will be different for everybody. The approach of life, what is the purpose of life, is will be different, right? So and I will definitely talk about 5-7-40 rule, and that is one that I have created a way how to, like, when you will say, okay, so how do we do this, right? So the point is how to apply these tips and skills to get out of those situations that we are within ourselves or in our community or wherever. So I want to give you the tips and skills, and they will be applicable, doesn't matter where you are. Then health point is quite an important point in my list of things that we will do, especially for women over 40. Why? Because we begin to have some hormonal issues due to multiple reasons, obviously. And when women are in later ages, then they have these perimenopause and menopausal issues. So that is where I really have understood that we don't talk about it, whether it is in America or in Pakistan or in other countries, and we don't really talk about it. And women are not so knowledgeable about this topic because we don't talk about, doctors don't talk about it. So I've been researching here, asking people, did your doctor tell you anything about this and that and the other? And they're like, no. They're saying, well, this is it take hormonal therapy, or you will go through this and that and the other. So we have to think, how did other cultures and people before us manage this? Because perimenopause and menopause must be there always, right? Since the birth of human beings, since women are on this earth. So we have had these issues, or I should say, we shouldn't make it an issue, but this is the reality and how to manage it and how to take care of ourselves. All right, I will just say a few more things and then we will be done. So 5-7-40 rule, I will give you some idea about it, what it is. So 5 days you will do your, will intention, and we will pay attention to our intention. Then we will honor, in this is for the conflict resolution stage. We are all living with people. So the third is honoring yourself, then honoring the other person, whoever the other is, other community, other nation, other individual. So that is, and the fifth is that overlap of all this. So 5 days we will go through this mindset, and during those 5 days, then we will think about 7 items, which are will. Is there a will to do this, to transform, right? Is there a will to focus on this? Do you have energy to do this? Is your ego coming in your way? Are you an obstacle for yourself? um, do you have the capacity to do it? Do you respect yourself and others? And are you in gratitude? Are you thankful about everything that we are talking about, and yourself? First, are you grateful for your situation? Doesn't matter how bad it is. We have to. This is now coming from the wisdom of the sages and the cultures. It doesn't matter which situation you are. You have to be thanking that situation so that you can get out of that, and otherwise you will be stuck in that situation. So you have to be in gratitude and hope, because my focus is that we never leave hope. Hope is the only way, a way to move forward, right? So through these exercises and through these interactions, we feel better about ourselves. We are able to manage our situations better. And that is the point, right? And then this will go on for 40 days. And 40 is a very important number. And those, about 40, I will just share one thing. In the Hebrew Bible, let's say 40 is often used for time periods, 40 days or 40 years, which separate two distinct epochs. Rain fell for 40 days and 40 nights during the flood in Genesis 7 4. There is another one. Let me bring you that. This is from the traditional point of view, that why number 40 is, why am I taking this? 40 is very important number in many traditions. So in Islamic tradition, in Christian tradition, in Judaism, so 40 really is the time that is a good time to really change a habit and get into a cycle or routine that you will feel, okay, now I'm somewhere or I'm able to move forward. Although people are claiming, oh, 15 days or 14 days, yes, you can start seeing the results, but not necessarily, depends on the individual actually. So 40 days is a safe time that you are practicing and thinking about all these things and hopefully reaching some point. All right, that's there. And I do want to know, what are your concerns, what are your pain points, what is bothering you? These are just a few. There's a big list, so I think maybe I will, put it out on my website, lightupwithshua.com, and you can read those questions like, what are your concerns, what do you want to achieve, what are your aspirations, what bothers you, and what do you want to change? How do you, if you are not able to sleep well, what do you do about it? Do you take pills or do you do any alternative of that? Are you easily relaxed, or you are mostly tense and your gut is like, tense? Are you like constipated, or you have stomach issues? What are your stomach issues? Are you in harmony with yourself? Do you feel okay with serving others and taking out time for others, or are you like, oh my god, my time is, I'm wasting my time? What is the definition of wasting time and not wasting time? Do you have weight issues? So breathing solves on a longer period of time. If you continue to breathe, it helps your weight, your nervous system. I have put out on this YouTube, I think, and I will be putting more shorts on breathing and its benefits. So I think I have already put it. Please go and check it out. It's I will put the link also after I am done with this video. What else? Okay, so any questions, any concerns? Leave your comments below this presentation, and you can contact me through lightupwithshua.com. That is my website, and I am hosting a weekly podcast, Light Up with Shua, on conscious living and parenting. I have been trying to do self-healing and transformation and bringing the topic of money. So I have been a little not regular in my podcast these recent weeks, but please check out all the ones which I have and on the money, and I'm still scheduling some scholars and some experts on the topic of money. So stay happy, stay well, drink enough water. Yeah, and water is a big thing with breathing and all the exercises. And do check out my MP3 on Light Up with Shua downloads. There are some other downloads. There is a recipe and remedies PDF and other things. So check out my website and let me know what you think, and if anything benefits you or you feel good about any of the products. I don't have too many yet, but I have some. So do check it out, and see you next time. I'll put it, I think, on Instagram. I might be coming today, and see you next week. Thank you.